Guys, it's Caden, and I just wanted to make a video really quick, give you guys just a little bit of a life update, talk to you guys for a second, because I know I haven't made a video in a very long time, whether it be cover or life update. I know that the last time that I did make a life update, it was right from this exact position, oddly enough, but yeah, you guys might be able to tell I look a little different. I probably look a little scruffy, to be honest. Um, just because this past November, I just kind of participated in No Shave November. If you don't know what No Shave November is, it's sort of like a men's health awareness thing. Uh, that wasn't really my main motivation. I just wanted to see what would happen if I didn't shave for a month. But yeah, so I just kind of didn't shave, and then from there, I just kind of trimmed it up and kept it so far. So still figuring out what I'm doing, because I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not. But right now I'm just not really caring that much, so that means that I'm just keeping it. So yeah, but today is Christmas Eve. It's the 23rd. Um, I know that the last life update I gave you guys was months and months ago, so it has been a little bit. I know that, yeah, so I just barely got done with my semester in college. This was my first semester of my junior year, so I got 3 semesters left. This was definitely my hardest semester so far. It kicked my butt quite a bit. I almost failed one of my classes, which for me is like atrocious. Like the I would be very disappointed in myself if I failed in class, and I almost did. But the only reason why that happened, like, I can explain a little bit. So that was my organic chemistry lab, and there was a weekend where there was 3 things due, 3 big things, and I happened to be traveling that weekend and the weekend before. And I was already only doing the work for that class on the weekends when I had time, so when I had the weekends taken away, I just really didn't have time to do them. So I tried my hardest, but I didn't get them done. And so that's what really tanked my grade to the point where I almost failed by the end of the semester. But I passed, so that was good. I also just my organic chemistry class lecture, like I ended up getting an A in it, but oh my gosh, I feel like I learned nothing. Like it was as bad, and I just feel I wouldn't care if if I didn't know that this next semester there's organic chemistry 2, and I know that whatever you learn in organic chemistry 1, you need in organic chemistry 2. And so even though I got an A, like I was just like, this is not sticking. Like it's the first time where I've had a class where I'm just like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I thought I was getting it like as the first weeks were coming, but it just started falling apart there at the end. I was just like, I'm just so confused. Even like getting help from people, I was just like, dang, this is tough. And I've never had a subject do that to me before. So I got humbled there a little bit. And I'm really just hoping to pass organic chemistry too, because it's going to be in person, which means no help from friends or online, which with most online classes, the professors just kind of let that happen, or don't like say that you can't do that because they want it to be even playing field, and they know that's just going to happen with online classes. But that organic chemistry 2 is going to be in person, so it's going to be tough. But yeah, so it was also a weird semester just because I had Wednesdays and Fridays off of I didn't have any classes on Wednesdays and Fridays, which I've learned with quarantine. Why do I say quarantine? With COVID-19, when it started coming around, and now that I'm very routine driven, and if I don't have structure in my routine, it really messes me up. And so without having classes on Wednesdays and Fridays, like it, it forces me to have to make my own routine, which I'm not the greatest with, to be honest. I'm not very disciplined there. Like what would, choose my wake up time would be when I would have a class. So if I have a class at 9, then I'm gonna get up at like probably 7 or something. If it's on the online class, If not, then maybe like 6 or 6:30. But if I don't have any classes, it's just like I don't have any reason to, get up. I just get up at I get up at 9 or 10, and that's just kind of bleh because it makes you feel like there's less of a day left. Like other people have already been awake for a few hours, but that's just kind of how stuff always panned out. But anyways, so yeah, it was a really tough semester for me. I'm really hoping this next semester is gonna go better. Like seriously, I wrote, so and this was of my undoing, but I still got by. So I'm a procrastinator, and the way college classes work is a lot of college classes have a paper incorporated them in some part of the semester. Most of them, what they do is the professor, when they go over the syllabus at the very beginning of the semester, they also go over the guidelines for the paper. Say this paper isn't due till the very end of the semester. And it's usually a big paper. And so most people, including myself, end up being procrastinators and don't do the paper until like the week of, or maybe 2 weeks before. Even though they've had I think like 15 weeks to do it or something. And this time I ended up writing a 9-page paper in a singular day. And I honestly don't know how it happened. I got by. Unfortunately, I didn't get the greatest grade on it. I thought I did pretty good for writing it all in one day, but what do you expect? And it wasn't even like double spaced. I keep saying that to people because usually if you have stuff double spaced, 9 pages is really 4.5, right? But it was not double spaced, so this was a really long paper. But I got by. And so, people always say with procrastinators, hey, one day it's going to bite you in the butt. And it sort of did because it gave me a lot of unnecessary stress. But, I got the paper done. So, take that as you will. Yeah, but, so, like I was saying, just overall, it was a really tough semester. I know that I'm not quite sure. I can't quite recall what all I said in the life update, but I do know that a lot of the stuff that was going on last time I kind of recorded something is kind of swapped, the exact opposite of what's going on now. I was the campus ministry leader for the first half of the year. I'm no longer the campus ministry leader. I was sort of replaced. There was a whole church structure rearrangement at end of August this year because we had somebody go to LA that was local to here, go get trained on kind of how to be a church leader and come back and them take over, and they brought with them some people who took over the campus ministry. So it wasn't anything of my doing, but they were definitely more qualified to do it on paper, basically. So I'm no longer the campus ministry leader. I know that I also said that I was dating. That is no longer a thing. I am no longer dating. Haven't been for a while now. Yeah, so life's gone downhill a little bit, but I'm still doing good. Yeah, I think I got to do some cool things though, during the semester. So I mentioned traveling. So all of this was very church related. You guys that know me, I'm very religious. I don't know how else to word it. I'm very involved in my church. There you go. That's the way to word it. And so there's a campus retreat that happened during this semester. That was part of the traveling I was talking about. So I went to Oahu. We met up with people that are part of a sister church over there, and we had a camping trip. Super fun. Everybody was a part of the campus ministry, so they're all either students at a college or some of them aren't, but part of the campus ministry. So that was super fun. And then the next weekend after that, I ended up going to California, actually, for something. It's called the Campus Congress. And I was one of the 4 people from Hawaii that was kind of funded by the church to go. So that was a super big opportunity, and I was super just grateful for it. It was people over in California that kind of like funded it basically, for us to be able to come over. So I was like super grateful for that. Um, and so yeah, that was actually that trip was the first time I'd actually been outside of the airport in California as well. So it was kind of my first time around in California, and it was really weird because I'd been in Oahu just the past weekend. It wasn't really registering that I was in California. Like I would be with people over there, so it's super cool because my church, we're an international church. We got churches all over the place, and oftentimes you can go somewhere and find a church, and just find people you can link up with and hang out with. And so I was with these people and we'd be driving around, and I kept talking about, it kept coming up in conversation where I'd be like, oh yeah, when I moved here, blah blah blah, and because I'd be thinking I'm in Hawaii. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not in Hawaii. I kept thinking I was in Oahu, but I was in California. The only thing that kept reminding me was seeing like the California license plates. Um, but anyways, like that was a super fun trip as well. Honestly, just with both of those, the best part, like I'm not the biggest traveler. I do love seeing the scenery of other places, but Oahu and California aren't where you go to see scenery. It's like it's a city place. Where I went specifically in California was a place called San Luis Obispo. It's like smack dab in the middle of San Fran in LA. But yeah, so it wasn't very scenic. It was just awesome to get to meet and hang out with a bunch of new people. But yeah, so those are kind of some of the big things that I did. Nothing crazy has been going on. I haven't really been able to do stuff with music a lot lately. Um, Mainly just because I've been really busy. And I had some of my strings on my guitars snap, and I never got around to restringing them. I just barely recently restrung my electric guitar, so I've been playing on that a little bit, but my acoustic's still over there with a snapped E string, and so yeah, I definitely, while I'm on break, want to get back to playing some more guitar and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I bought a gaming PC recently. I don't know if you see that big black block there. Um, and it actually kind of, I bought it used just on Craigslist because for anybody who doesn't know gaming PCs, they're very expensive. Like we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. Like you can get a car or you can get a gaming PC sort of thing. But I got this one for super cheap, and part of the reason probably why something broke in it. I think I know what part broke or what's wrong with it, and I just barely came from the post office where I waited in line for 2 hours, because it's 2 days before Christmas. Everybody's picking up their packages, all the parents for all their children. So it's a very long line, but I'm going to put in the part, see if that fixes it. Hopefully it does. Yeah, so I got that. It's been super cool. I got like some other things to go with it, like a wireless headset, keyboard, and mouse, so I can kind of play while it's hooked up to my TV. I also got my air conditioning fixed in my car and this semester, and I also bought a tablet to help with school. Actually, right here. It's Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. It's pretty fire. It's got like a pen, so I can do like all my digital assignments on there, which is great. So I definitely spent a lot more money than I normally do this semester because I had more financial aid. But I think all of those purchases were worth it, and I still have money to go into savings. And next semester, I don't think there will be anything I need to buy, so hopefully just all the extra can go in savings. Yeah, other than that, I know that anybody who watches these and keeps up probably knows from my parents we're going to be moving here. Not back to Utah, but we're just moving a street. Kind of like how we did in Utah, like how we were moving every 2 years and not moving far. We're just moving a street. But we're going to have a pool and a guest house, so that means for anybody who cares, you can come stay in a guest house and, have your own space while coming and staying for free. So, hint, hint, wink, wink for any of you who haven't came and visited. And hopefully we'll be able to come back to Utah this summer. Honestly, like, I'm to the point where if my family's not going this summer, I am, regardless, like without them. So Yeah, because the only reason why we didn't come this past summer was because I had a possible job I might have been getting, and Brighton wasn't vaccinated, and my parents were super worried about that. But yeah, so hopefully, some visitation will be happening, whether it's you guys over here or me over there. But yeah, so anyways, I think that's kind of all the big stuff that's been going on with me. I hope everybody that's watching this, regardless of who you are, whether you're my family or maybe just a random person, hope you're doing good. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm gonna be making a few more videos here, whether it be a song cover, or I think I'm gonna be going snorkeling here in just a little bit. Probably record some of that and upload it just for fun. And yeah, so I know I'm also going to be going to Oahu here in a month for another church conference. That'll be super fun. Don't know if I'll video anything for that, but yeah, I believe that is it for me. A little life update. Still, like I said, figuring out what I'm doing with this. So if you guys care to chime in and tell me what you think, give me a text or put it in a comment. Say yay or nay. But yeah, so for now, I love you guys, and I will catch you in the next video.